Hello, everyone. Thempire here. Welcome to 2025. This is my first stream since the new year, uh, and I am in grievous pain. Not anymore, really, but it's still pretty bad. Um, Thank you all for joining me. I hope hope you have been having a nice day. Hope we're all having a good time of it, because as the new year comes around. You need little things to keep you going, especially if you fall down the stairs and hurt your back severely. um, if my audio sounds weird, it's because I can't get too close to my microphone. Because I am in pain. I literally cannot move my body to get closer to my microphone. Um, like if it's quiet or anything. Luckily, we're not going to have we don't have any background music this time around. There's no game or anything to cover me up or anything. It's just going to be Yappin the stream. Um, Additionally, if you hear me go like or ow or something like that, it's just my back. It's just my back. Or if you hear me like shifting around, it's because I needed to move because I was in pain. Thank you for the follow, Hungry Kronos. Please don't eat me. Uh, Man, what a way to start the new year for me, huh? I literally January 1st, the last hour of January 1st, I am walking down the stairs, and I gotta like talk about these stairs to be clear. So these stairs, my house was made by maniacs. My house was made by people who don't know what they're doing. Never knew what they were doing. It was made in the 80s. It is a log cabin, and it was constructed by people who have no clue how to build a house, or maybe a clue how to build a house, but not any clue how to build a house that makes sense. This house, it is constructed from old tobacco barns. This is something we do here in the South. We have a whole bunch of tobacco barns because we used to grow a bunch of tobacco, and you put them in like a log cabin to dry out. And then those you don't need them anymore. You don't need those barns anymore. So we take the logs from them and we build houses with them. And that's my house. But everything about it is funky. There's nothing about this house that is not funky. Our water system is weird. The way our plugs are set up is weird. The way the roof was leaking for like 2 years. It was weird because the way the roof was designed fucked us up. And most importantly, the stairs are weird. In that the stairs turn. Most stairs, they go like one direction, right? Or they're like a spiral staircase. Not so for us. Ours just have a turn and then like two triangular steps as you're going to make the turn, right? So that you have where the step would be, and then all that extra space gets turned into an extra bit of step, and then you have like a weird two weird triangular steps that create a 90-degree turn. And with that 90-degree turn, so you know how every staircase has like a railing so you can hold on to something? Well, with that turn, there's a break in the railing. There's no railing in that turn. There's railing before the turn. There's railing after the turn. Although because we put like a bookshelf right next to the railing there, so you can't actually hold on to the railing there anymore. So there's a break in the railing. I'm walking down. I have these khakis. I wear a lot of khakis because I think they're very comfortable. Actually, I'm weird like that. I find khakis pretty comfortable. They're like pajama pants you can wear to Walmart. And not be seen as like trailer trash, right? Not that I view people that way, but people do view you that way. But I only usually wear them in the winter. But I was wearing some, and some of mine are just too long. I have really long legs, but somehow these ones have like even longer than my legs are, which is really weird because like my legs are so long. I have trouble when I'm in like an airplane. Like I am my knees are just like I literally cannot sit with knees forward in an airplane because my knees will not fit that way, right? But I'm like an average height, like 5'11". So like it's all in the legs. It's not in the torso, right? But these pants, for some reason, are even longer than that. That one pair, and I think I have a couple other pairs that are a little too long like that too. So they kind of get around my heel and create a little bit of extra slip. So that's article number 2. Evidence evidence piece 2 is so evidence 1 is exhibit A. Exhibit A is the break in the staircase or the railing. Exhibit B is the fact that my pants get around my heels too much and they make it slippery. Exhibit C. Exhibit C is that the way these stairs are designed, they're kind of thin. There's not a lot of room for you to put your foot, especially if you have a big foot like I do. So, but like the way they've made it so you don't trip as much is they've extended the step by a little bit by using a little bit of an overhang. So the steps overhang onto the next, like over the next step, just a little bit, to make it so there's a little bit more room. You would think that would make it harder to slip, but they rounded it so that you don't cut yourself on that little bit. So instead of it not being able to slip, if you step on that, you're going to slip. And it's something you would step on because you see steps there. You might accidentally step on it because there is step there, right? So these 3 things together resulted in me having a bit of a fall. This is actually not the first time I've fallen down these steps. Obviously not the first time I've fallen down these steps because these steps are this is my childhood home. I've lived on these steps for a long time. But as a kid, if you fall down the steps and you roll all the way down the steps, which I have done before, I have fallen down the steps so bad I've rolled all the way down them. As a kid, if you do that, you're fine. Like you just jump right back up, unless you like hit something bad. You just jump right back up and get right back to whatever you're doing. As an adult, you're just going to be some kind of injury. How many times have you fallen down the steps? Not that many. I've lived here for 27 years, or 28. Sorry, 28 years. Almost 29. So, relatively speaking, I haven't fallen down these steps very much. But what has happened is in the past couple of months, I have fallen down these steps twice, which is concerning. Just a couple of months ago, I slipped down these steps. But that time, I managed to get my arm over to the wall, which helped slow my fall down, by way of scraping my arm along the log wall. So I did receive a nice scrape on my elbow and an arm for that one. But no back pain that left me unable to do anything for like a week. So, you take what you get. But this time I fell fully down, banged my back on one of the steps, and they have a big thing that juts out. So I hit my back right on one of the jutting out points of the steps, and it caused a massive bruise. It is really bad. It was really bad. Now it is just regular bad. It was to the point where I basically couldn't get up or down without severe pain. I was just like stuck on the couch for a while. And that was on the first, and it's now healed to the point where I can get up with a little bit of pain. I could sit without pain. Yesterday, I was able to stand without pain. Today, I am not able to stand without pain, so I don't know what's up with that. I think it's kind of shifted a little bit, maybe. So hopefully over the next couple of days, it'll heal a little bit. Again, if you hear me kind of wince, I am still in pain. It is still here. The bruise is still here. It's really bad, but it could have been a lot worse. Made a commitment never to live in the place with stairs. Yeah, that's fair. That's super fair. And like as you get older, the less you can really deal with them. Great way to start the year. Yeah, it's not a great omen, frankly. Like if I was superstitious, I would be fucking terrified, because also my great grandmother died. I think the day before. And because of my back injury and because of my dad getting sick, we missed her funeral. We couldn't go to her funeral because of that. So, because they got that shit done quick. See, the thing is, the reason why I'm not like torn up about this very much at all, you would expect me to be much more torn up about it, is that she's like 97. She had a scare about like 6 years ago, I want to say, where we thought she was going to pass, and then she just came back. And so we kind of got all our mourning out done then, weirdly enough. And everything else has just been kind of extra life, you know. She's been running on Mario time for a while here, all those plus ones. But yeah, it did suck to not be able to go to the funeral for like such a direct family member, right? And she's the last great grandmother, the last great grandparent in the family, like in my family, like both sides. So, little unfortunate. But yeah, it's been a weird time. Been a weird time here. And yeah, my dad got sick too, so it's like really bad omens. It's not great. But yeah, I didn't get a video up on Sunday because of my back. I got to do a little bit of editing today, but I had to stop when my back started hurting. This stream will probably stop when my back starts hurting too much. Right now, it only is like I can kind of feel it being like, "Hey, if you do this for too long, I'm going to start paying." And I'm like, "Okay, could you give me like an hour or two, please?" And it's like, So we'll see how long we go. I've got a lot to talk about though. So yeah, that's been my New Year's. I hope everyone's having better New Year's than I am. My holidays were all right though. I did take acetaminophen right before we started here, so I've got that lovely acetaminophen flowing through my veins. I haven't been taking it the past few days because I've been like feeling better, and I like to ease off when I start feeling better so I can tell when I'm actually better. But those first few days I was on the acetaminophen like as much as possible. But yeah, my holidays were actually all right. We went and visited relatives. Always a rough time visiting relatives a little bit, but you know, when you do it for a short period of time, it's not as bad. You know, in North Carolina, that kind of generation, it's not going to be great. It's funny. We didn't go see my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family is like pretty standoffish. But my dad's side is very like clingy. So we did go see them. And you know, one side of my dad's side of the family, so my dad's parents divorced. So there's one side, my dad's mom is fine. She's great. But the person she married is like an arch conservative, not even arch, like a big Trumper, not even arch conservative, just like a huge Trumper. And it's not fun. It's not fun. But the thing is, the fucked up thing is, he's the nice one. My dad's dad. So my dad's mom remarried, you know, and my dad's dad remarried. They divorced and they remarried. My dad's dad is liberal. Like he's like a Democrat, and he's like a kind of a progressive Democrat a little bit. But he's so fucking mean. He's so fucking mean. Oh my god, he's so mean. He's just like casually cruel in a way that old people can be. Old like vaguely like upper middle class people can be, you know. It's real rough. And also they're hella boring. They we played we played board games for like 12 hours. We were there from like 11 to 11 playing. And like when I say, well, actually not even board games. They're like card games, but not like Yu-Gi-Oh. We weren't playing Yu-Gi-Oh. We were playing like Racco. Shit, it's basically like Uno level stuff or like Hearts level stuff. Like we're playing card games that you come in a box, but there's like one game in there. It's not like there's not like a buildable aspect to it. There's not like there's not a repeatability to it other than the fact that you could just play the same game over and over again. Ugh. Miserable. Like it might as well have been Uno over and over again for 12 hours. Only broken up by food. It was a hell of a time. But, you get that done, then they're happy, and you can go on your merry little way. Otherwise, I had a quite nice time relaxing. I enjoyed the responses to the Millennium deck profile and the top 10 Yuri. I was surprised by how well the top 10 Yuri video did. I was thinking it might do well because I have a big Yuri audience here, but I was actually surprised by exactly how well it did. That was great. I really loved seeing all the responses to it. It was a nice time while I was flat on my back trying. Obviously, it was going on before that too, but yeah, it kept going for a while. No, actually, it came out the very day I had the fall. So yeah, I was checking out the entire time I was stuck on the couch. Did a lot of writing while I was stuck on the couch. Couldn't do any editing, but I could do writing. And that was good. I got a lot of script writing done. Had a good time making the most of a bad situation. All right. I think that's enough yapping about that all. Are we ready for some posts? I've got a lot of posts. I've got like too many posts. So would you recommend falling? No. I give falling down the stairs a 3 out of 10. All right, let's do posts. Okie dokie. I've got way too many posts because I've been collecting posts since the last Stuck in My Craw up until now, which has been, if you're keeping track, a month? Like a whole month? Golden Nova, perfect timing. All right, so first up, did you see that itch.io got taken down by Funko? So Funko Pop, the company that brought you the Dark Magician Funko Pop and the Blue Eyes White Dragon Funko Pop and the Yugi Funko Pop and the Kaiba Funko Pop, and every other Funko Pop that is going to be filling a landfill in the near future, decided to use an AI-powered brand protection software called Brand Shield. That then went on to create a phishing report to the registrar of itch.io and disabled the domain of itch.io. We love AI, folks. We love AI. This did get reinstated, but also Funko Pop decided to be shitty about it on Twitter, apparently. And we're like, you didn't need to be so mean about it. We didn't mean to. We didn't need to be so mean about it. Come on. We just want to be friends. Incredible stuff, dude. I can't believe you could get away with that. They're just like going to get away with that for no recourse. Absolutely no recourse. I mean, like itch.io is back up, obviously. But like nothing else is going to happen to Funko Pops for this. They just get to do this. This is what the YouTube copyright system is like too, by the way. Like people just get to do this shit, except sometimes the correction is never made. They just get to keep your money forever. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? All right, next up. This this one's also great. Dan is reporting this wrong. It's not the owner. It's a stockholder. It's just a large shareholder. But yeah, a large shareholder of Dragon Shield pled guilty to... that is that is $2 billion in fraud and money laundering scheme. And that's just incredible. I can't believe Dragon Shield was like minorly involved in this. It was not involved in any way that matters, but it was involved. And Golden Nova helped. Yes, Golden Nova did the laundering, actually. I can't believe this. Did I help? No, I don't have a Dragon Shield sponsorship. Only Golden Nova does in this chat. All right, next. Okay, so in the time since the last Stuck in My Craw and now, a lot has happened in regards to the United Healthcare shooter, Luigi Mangione. They found his manifesto, and so it's a manifesto you would expect. Yeah, we have to talk about the fact that his name is Luigi Mangione, which is the most Italian name attached to an assassin since the 1920s. The Luigi hats are sold out. Yeah, everyone's making the Nintendo Luigi jokes. We've also been looking at his internet posts, which have been fantastic. He's like a trad architecture guy. He's just like a normal, well, normal's a stretch, but he's like a regular, I'll say. He's not normal, but he is regular. You know, it's a little bit of a distinction there. He's a regular finance bro kind of dude, a little bit. Secret plot point in Mario and Luigi brothership. True. That's why that didn't sell very well. It's because United Healthcare was putting it down. Yeah, he's just like a guy who got fucked by shit-ass healthcare. Exactly. But also, let us read this. I should have added some context for that clip. I wasn't trying to contradict you, but rather bolster your point. Tucker, as in Tucker Carlson, is spot on in recognizing that modern architecture kills the spirit, but his very first line, postmodern architecture is designed to demoralize and hurt you, paints the phenomenon as intentional. In the same way that inflation is not intentionally designed to oppress people, neither is modern architecture. It's emergent. Yes, it is oppressive, but that's a fallout of selective pressures to build fast, cheap art irrespective of aesthetics. My point here is that even when people have brilliant insights, they often blatantly get the causation wrong. Modern equivalent of this drought famine was caused by the rain gods because causation gives people comfort. Because the idea that phenomenon is the results of amorphous systems outside of our control is scary. So what he's saying here is that modern architecture kills the soul. But it's not intentional. It's just a product of capitalism. Basically is what he's trying to say. Which is very funny. He's not exactly wrong, except for the part where it kills the soul, because that's... I think modern architecture is just modern architecture, my dude. He also was a Civ 6 developer. He was on the Civ 6 development team. Strip mall architecture does sort of kill the soul. I wouldn't call strip mall architecture modern anymore at this point. When was the last time they built a strip mall? And mostly what it does is it kills walkability. Like, obviously you could walk within the parking lot, but that's about it. Also, the Hitman franchise went on sale around the same time, to great laughter. But to be fair, the Hitman franchise goes on sale quite frequently. And then later on in the month, we had this picture, where they've got Luigi dressed in the orange and walked with a team of like 20 guys. And one of them happens to be Mayor Adams? Former Mayor Adams? Is he former yet? Eric Adams of New York City, disgraced fucking criminal. the most corrupt man in the history of time besides maybe Donald Trump, and that's even a maybe because he's that corrupt. Eric Adams presenting a show of force to walk this little twink. The most blatantly corrupt New York City mayor. Exactly, yeah. This is incredible. It's like, a lot of people have pointed out that it's basically like old paintings of Jesus being rounded up by the Romans. It's incredible. And also, of course, somebody pointed out, it's just this scene from Superman, from Man of Steel. It's just this scene from Man of Steel, except better lit. Better color grading. It's incredible. I can't believe they took these pictures and expect you to like be scared of him. He's tiny. Look at him. The framing is incredible. It's like literally the heads of look at that. The heads of the guards guide you, like create an arrow towards him. They literally guide you to him. It's incredible. Like, that's art. Are we putting this in the Snyder Cut? Honestly, it's too like politically coherent to go in the Snyder Cut, frankly. All right, next up. Here's a story about UCLA, the university, University of California, Los Angeles. Thanks to AI, the course format and materials will take on a totally new look for 2025. CompLit 2BW will be the first course in the UCLA College Division of Humanities to be built around the Kudu Artificial Intelligence Program. The textbook, AI generated. Class assignments, AI generated. Teaching assistance resources, AI generated. Who's going to pay for this? Why would anyone pay for this? But also, what are we doing here, folks? Are we like cooked as a civilization? What is UCLA doing? Like, UCLA is like a fairly respected university. Not the most respected university, but like they're a decently respected university. And they're like one of the ones where you actually respect them instead of like the Ivy League schools where you pretend to respect them because a bunch of rich people went there. This is like confusing to me, right? It's like, why would they like dunk their reputation like this? Putting it in the fucking CompLit. Putting it as a CompLit course. Who in the humanities decided this was a good idea? Did they decide it was a good idea, or was it forced on them by their president or provost? Like, what's going on here? That's so disquieting, Fairlord. I just like, we're going to have to reckon with the fact that we're going to have to start like actively destroying AI. Hold up. I shouldn't be saying this on twitch.tv. Anyways. Check out my new books coming soon. How to Blow Up a Data Center. I'm feeling feisty tonight. Oh, yeah. I did not put that one on my list here, but yes, Instagram has created new fake accounts, and one of them is a queer black woman, apparently. Is that a how-to guide? No. It's not a how-to guide. It's an examination of the social conditions that would lead someone to do that. And it definitely doesn't tell you how to do it exactly. Just like the book, How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Did they finally pull them? That's so nice to hear that Facebook finally pulled the stupid AI accounts that they're going to flood their program with. Like, this is such a weird thing. Why does anyone use Facebook or Instagram anymore? After literally after like the pivot to video scandal. So Facebook a long time ago told all of these entertainment companies online, hey, come do videos on Facebook. They'll get so much engagement. And then they did. They got crazy engagement. Or did they? Because it turns out all the engagement they got was actually fake. It was actually completely fake. And so all of those companies went under. Like every single one of them went under. College Humor cracked. Like so many incredible, talented comedians lost their jobs because of that. And yet people still use Facebook and Instagram. It did bring us behind the bastards and Dropout. That is true. But those are like good things that came out because of good people in a bad situation, right? It's oh, I still have my hat on. Here, that's so rude of me. That took it off, right? Yes, it did. Perfect. And it's just like, this feels like the same thing to me, right? It's Facebook trying to fill their dying websites with more content by using AI, and then it's going to be AI served up to AI accounts that just, keep putting it out there. It's they're trying to speedrun dead internet theory, right? I'm just going to count that hats off to you as me taking off my hat. There's a lot of child exploitation in Facebook Reels also. I'm not surprised. There used to be a lot on YouTube, actually. Before they did before they passed that Child Endangerment Act that forced YouTube to actually do something about it. And then they implemented like the worst possible way to fix it, which is really cool. And of course, the multiple genocides they're responsible for. Yes, of course. But who isn't responsible for no, I'm not Robert Evans. I can't make that joke easily. All right, next up. So in the wake of Luigi's cool deed, we started getting a lot more stories from horrible companies. So here's one. Yes, Madam survey asked employees if they were stressed. All who said yes were fired. So here's the email. Dear team, recently we conducted a survey to understand your feelings about stress at work. Many of you shared your concerns, which we deeply value and respect. As a community committed to fostering a healthy and supportive work environment, we have carefully considered this feedback. To ensure that no one remains stressed at work, we have made the difficult decision to part ways with employees who indicated significant stress. This decision is effective immediately, and impacted employees will receive further details separately. Thank you for your contributions. Best regards, yes, Madam, HR Manager. What the fuck? So they sent out a survey asking people what they were stressed, if they were stressed, and what they were stressed about. And they're like, okay, got it. So all these people are stressed. And the best way to fix that, to get rid of all the stress in our company, is to fire the people who are stressed. That way, there are no stressed people at our company. And then if anyone asks again, and there happens to be more stressed people at the company, they won't say that they're stressed anymore. What the fuck, dude? I can't believe you're allowed to do this. How are you allowed to do this, dude? You can just do this now. It's incredible. This is something you would see happen in like a terrible, like really on the nose a dystopian society, right? This would be something like Sauron would do to his employees, right? This would happen in Sorry to Bother You. It's just happening in real life. This isn't far from Sorry to Bother You. Yeah, exactly. Like next up, yes, madam is going to be turning their employees into horse people. It literally is something Handsome Jack would do. Oh my god, that's exactly what it is. It's a Handsome Jack like joke, except he would kill them instead of firing them. Holy shit! All right, next up. So this isn't like a recent development. This is from 2010. The Friendly's grilled cheese burger melt. A deluxe burger wedged between two grilled cheese sandwiches served with fries. Comes at 1,500 calories, 97 grams of fat, and a whole bunch of salt. Who cares? This thing looks incredible, dude. Do you know how much I would fuck this up? Also, how is it possibly 1,500? It's two grilled cheese and a burger. How is that more than like your average burger with like bacon on it, right? This has no bacon on it. How could it be worse than that? It's just got grilled cheese on it. If you replace that burger with Impossible meat, I would fuck that up, dude. God, look at that. I really like a grilled cheese as a side. I think grilled cheese make really good sides. Particularly for like a potato soup. You could like dip it in the potato soup and then eat it. It's so nice. So nice. Yeah, I don't know how it is that much. Like, are they frying it in like a ton of butter? Are they frying the burger in butter? Are they frying the lettuce and the tomato in butter too? What's going on here? I will say it doesn't look like it has a sauce. Wait, I guess it has like a little bit of mayonnaise there at the bottom. That's something, I guess. Had a delicious grilled cheese with brisket. God, okay. There was like one of the museum conferences I went to had a bunch of food trucks set up so that, because it's a conference, and one of the food trucks they got in was like a place that like specializes in grilled cheese. God, that was so nice. Just like different types of grilled cheese sandwiches. So nice. Lovely stuff. All right. That's our breather. Let's get back into horrifying stuff. No, come on. Oh wait, this one isn't horrifying. This one's just funny. So this is a post Jack Saint made like a long time ago. I began to type my post. VTubers lack the inherent queer solidarity of furries, as their nonconformist identity is primarily capitalist spectacle. Armed officers burst into the building. My body is shredded by gunfire. Incredible post. But also, is he wrong though? I don't think he's wrong though. VTubers, if you don't know, rip each other to shreds. It's incredible. I have never seen a community with less empathy for each other than besides like the bad parts of the Yu-Gi-Oh community, like Zodiac or something, Pojo. Pojo's really bad. I've been reading a lot of Pojo forum posts as research for videos. Holy shit, that place sucks. I can understand why everyone left. Golden Nova, you get the outside of the VTuber circles. The VTubers you hang out with don't repost the bad shit. they see other people complaining about it, like me. I see other people complaining about it, and then I don't fucking engage. They're fucking. Some VTubers out there are just like fucking little jackals. And they're out there to destroy you and everything you love. Also, some of them are like weird transphobes. there's like a section of the VTuber population that is like this Christian fundamentalist VTuber. And it's weirdly a larger population than you would think. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. God, I've been doing so much research into Sky Strikers. If you have any information on the development of Sky Strikers, please reach out to me. I need everything. I'm apparently devolving into a Spice 8 rack I copycat, because I'm trying to find everything possible about the Sky Strikers to do a video about them, so I can analyze their themes and everything. I've been watching a lot of Spice 8 Rack recently, actually. So it's been on the mind a lot. How do you make videos this good for Yu-Gi-Oh though? It's so difficult. Like people don't understand like the difference, right? Because people are like, MBT made a post a while back saying like you can't make these videos for Yu-Gi-Oh. Magic the Gathering has so many resources for understanding the ways in which their cards are designed. We don't even know why Maxx C was made. We can guess. We can guess why Maxx C was made, but we don't know it. We don't even know who made him. We only have a guess at who made him. The same guy who did the "Hope is a Girl's Name" post on Pojo. So like, how the hell are we supposed to do a deep analysis of the evil swarms and their relation to eugenics, like it did for Phyrexia, like Spice 8 Rack did for Phyrexia, like. And I messed up on the pronouns because I've been watching older videos of Spice 8 Rack before the pronoun shift. Sorry about that. But yeah, that Phyrexia video is not even like the best Spice 8 Rack video. It's just like a good counterpoint. Like, I think it was like Steel Swarm, Evil Swarm are like aesthetically similar to Phyrexia, but like, what are they about? What is Evil Swarm about? They're just this bad forces of nature. Like, exactly. It's just like, oh, they come from the evil dimension. It's like they just come from the evil dimension, whereas like the Phyrexia comes from the evil dimension, but that evil dimension was made by eugenics, but like a poor understanding of eugenics as written by a Magic the Gathering writer. So that there's nothing really interesting to read into there. I do have like a brain jack into your brain, Golden Nova, unfortunately at this point. It's like what do you say about Shadow? Like, Shadow, they just come from the evil dimension. The evil puppet dimension instead of the evil goo dimension. Like, what's going on? That's why I'm starting with Sky Striker, because Sky Striker has a whole manga dedicated to it. It actually explains quite a bit about what's going on, and actually some of the themes in the cards that do not come through in the cards whatsoever. Because every Sky Striker card is just one of the special moves that they do. Don't think about it too much. Yeah. Oh my God. Why is there so much Jewish theology in later Duel Terminal? Makes me a little uncomfortable. So like, that's what I'm starting with Sky Striker, because I think Sky Striker actually has a lot of potential for this kind of analysis. But like, where do you go after that? You want me to make an analysis about Magistus? They're the only ones that also have a manga, but like, what the fuck are the Magistus about? Doing spells? I can sum up Magistus by just playing Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. Ah! Are you the evil Satanist in Bible Black prayed to the Star of David? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? God damn it. It's supposed to be a pentagram. Just turn it upside down. And also don't add the sixth point. So I'm very frustrated by Yu-Gi-Oh's lack of anything at all. Uh, Thank you for the Happy New Year. I wish it was happier for me, but my back is in severe pain. But I appreciate it. I hope you have a good one. Oh boy. So yeah, I've been trying to pull something out of the ashes of Yu-Gi-Oh. That Yu-Gi-Oh gives us, I should say. So I've got like player reactions to it. I've got the manga, obviously. I've got the concept art, which is pretty sparse actually. There's a lot of it, but it's like there's not a lot of notes in it. There's a couple of notes here and there, which are actually quite interesting notes about the inspirations behind some of the design choices. For instance, did you know that Sky Striker Ace Ray has a lot of brown in her design because the artist was craving chocolate at the time? I'm not even joking. That's what it says. That's what it says in the concept art. He just says, I have a bit of a sweet tooth. So, oh, great. Why are we dropping frames? Cool. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Oh, it's still happening. Great. I don't know what happened there. Like just like straight up, I started getting 0 kbps. It just like straight up cut out. Like not even just like the usual throttling thing, which I think was just because of the Wi-Fi, but it just straight up cut out. So I had to switch from the Ethernet to the Wi-Fi instead. I think that's what happened, or maybe it didn't actually. I don't know. Whatever it is, I fixed it for now. Hopefully, it won't fuck up again. Anyways, I think that's enough talking about my issues trying to make a Spice 8 rack video. Suffice to say, it's been rough. Let's move on. All right. So this here is Canada's Victims of Communism Monument. Now, you might be wondering what this is. Canada has this weird obsession with anti-communism, which is like slightly different than America's weird obsession with anti-communism, because Canada's anti-communism is largely influenced by Ukrainian refugees from a large period of time. It's a period of time that includes, yes, the Holodomor, which was a genocide that happened in Ukraine in the Soviet Union, but it also includes the time frame of World War II. And that's why this Victims of Communism Monument included plans to have over 500 names on it, but as it turned out, a few hundred of them were Nazis or Nazi adjacent, and so now the monument is just blank, and it's a series of steel beams, it appears. Let's take a better look at that. So there's just like a series of steel beams in the middle of a concrete patio. Great statue. Which, but now looks like a latrine, which I'm sure it will be used as. Great alt text. So yeah, a lot of like I said, a lot of Canada's anti-communism is driven by Ukrainian refugees, but like a lot of those refugees are actually like Ukrainian fascists that were part of the Holocaust, despite the fact that some of them were indeed refugees from the Holodomor as well. It's a big messy situation, and boy, can you tell by this fucking statue monument. Horrible fighting states for Venom. Oh, is it happening again? Okay, are we back? And immediately we're dropping frames again. Okay, let me sorry. Let me turn on Proton, get my VPN up, and then hopefully that'll fix it this time for real. I hate this, dude. I fucking hate Spectrum so goddamn much. What the fuck? Why am I getting nothing? Okay. Under the VPN, I was getting literally nothing. Instead of getting internet, but not OBS allowed to have internet for some reason. What a fucking scuffed ass stream. And then I've got to fucking cough again. I think everyone involved with Spectrum should fucking jump. Anyways, let's move on. They should jump around. Not. I don't know what any other interpretation you would have with that. They should jump for joy that they live at work at such a wonderful place of work. All right. So here's one of the last things Biden has done in office. He decided to pardon the kids for cash judge, or one of the kids for cash judges, which is really cool. I can't believe we're doing this shit. If you don't know what Kids for Cash is, I highly recommend you check out the Behind the Bastards episode on it. A really good breakdown of this horrible, horrible thing. But essentially, what it was kids would come up to trial, which should have been, going to like trials where they should have been going to juvie, basically, or less even. And the judges were being paid by the private prison industrial complex to convict them of convict them and send them to real prisons instead, so they could work for, they could make money for the prisons. Hence, Kids for Cash. Isn't that great? Joe Biden gets a lot of hate, but he doesn't get enough. True. Now, I will say he did eventually commute the life sentences for a ton of people. But that was after everyone yelled at him to do that for a long time. And after he did this guy and his own son. Thanks, Joe. Speaking of Joe Biden, how the White House functioned with a diminished Biden in charge. Aides kept meetings short and controlled access. Top advisors acted as go-betweens, and public interactions became more scripted. The administration denied Biden had declined. The White House denied that his schedule had been altered due to his age. If the president was having an off day, meetings would be scrapped altogether. On one such occasion in spring of 2021, you'll note this was a long time ago, like well before the campaign, a national security official explained to another aide why a meeting needed to be rescheduled. He has good days and bad days, and today was a bad day, so we're going to address this tomorrow, the former aide recalled that official saying. That was in 2021. That was in 2021! And yet, they still let him run in 2024 and in 2023. And yet, the Democratic Party wants to blame everyone else but them. Everyone else but them. No, it couldn't possibly be the Democratic Party's fault, says the people who hid the geriatric man's failings. This verges on elder abuse. Why did they let him stay in office this long? Much less run again. Go ahead, tell me how it's like Hispanic people's fault, or how it was left's fault, or how it was Arab people's fault, the Palestinians, and oh, it was trans people's fault. We didn't like trans people enough, or we didn't hate trans people enough, and so that's why we lost. Because we definitely did a lot to help trans people this year. Next. Okay, here's a fun one. So the Game Awards happened. As usual, I did not stream them because I have better things to do with my time than watch the Game Awards, the game ads. But you know who doesn't have better things to do with their time? Black Myth Wukong's CEO. So, Black Myth Wukong, the studio who made Black Myth Wukong, the CEO had apparently not been happy with their results at the Game Awards. Now, I will remind you, Black Myth Wukong won fucking 2 awards at the Game Awards. They won 2 awards at the Game Awards. They just didn't win Game of the Year. And the CEO had written a speech, an acceptance speech for the Game Awards 2 years ago. So he decided to go piss baby mad over on Weibo. Weibo is like a Chinese social media app, although it's a little bit more than that too. But mostly it's a social media app. And so he started complaining about not only did he complain about the fact he didn't get the Game of the Year award, but he also complained the fact that about the selection criteria, because obviously the game that won was Astrobot, and also because the guy who did the announcement for the Game of the Year did a little speech about treating employees fairly and shit like that, which actually had nothing to do with the selection process. He was just saying that next year the game that wins is going to be this, and he was like doing it aspirationally instead of he wasn't actually literally saying the selection process for the Game of the Year award. But apparently the Black Myth Wukong Studio CEO, Game Science is the name of the company, the Game Science CEO interpreted that as the selection criteria for the Game Awards and was pissed off about it. Now, to be fair, what the game that did win the Game of the Year awards is a giant PlayStation advertisement, but also it's a giant PlayStation advertisement that's going to prevent a studio from being laid off. So, you know, at least the people aren't going to get laid off. That's pretty neat. But yeah, this is just like another thing, in another notch in the belt of Game Science's insane things. Like the fact that the Game Science guys are the ones that send out those emails to influencers saying not to talk about feminist propaganda when you play their game. Or the one where the Black Myth Wukong CEO, studio CEO, Game Science CEO, fucking said that he was talking about like how the graphics for some game didn't make him come. That was like his, like, the way he said it. He's like, these graphics don't make me come. So that's fun. That's a certified gamer right there. A real certified gamer. He's such a little freak. Lose and get mad, they're a leaker. True. Oh god, it's so funny. Get this dude on fucking Nocturne. And you know what's even funnier is that do I have it here? I don't think I do. No, I don't. People started doing a review bomb in response to Black Myth Wukong not winning. Because like every time anything happens in the gamer space, it's like a culture war issue. Everything in gamers stuff now is now a culture war issue. And that includes when game you like does not win Game of the Year. But the thing about it is that so Astrobot is a PlayStation exclusive. You can't review bomb Astrobot. So what they did is they review bombed the game that won last year, Baldur's Gate 3. So Baldur's Gate 3 got review bombed by Black Myth Wukong fans. And the funny part is that there's not enough Black Myth Wukong fans to outweigh the massive amount of positive reviews that Baldur's Gate 3 already had. So it made barely a blink. Yeah, they also got mad about the new Witcher protagonist being Ciri, even though that's literally the protagonist of the books and also was foreshadowed in the previous game. Because they're not fans. They're tourists. They are anger tourists. They want to come in, get people angry. They're not even tourists, really. They're not tourists. They're propagandists. They're coming. They see a weakness to exploit, and they use it. And this is the playbook they've been using ever since Gamergate, which the Gamergate and its fucking consequences, dude. Oh, it is so frustrating that one of the stupidest things to ever happen on the internet is also one of the most influential things to ever happen in American politics and politics, maybe politics around the globe too. At least in a lot of countries. It's like, it's so frustrating. All right, next up, also related to Black Myth Wukong. People got so pissed off about the Game Awards that they made the real Game Awards. Look at this, dude. Best action game. 3 of these are good games. Best FPS. Like, come on, man. Husbando of the Year? Waifu of the Year? Birdie Zedless Zone Zero? Wait. What is... Wait. Why is the girl from Lollipop Chainsaw on here? That game did not come out this year. What are you talking about? MMO, Final Fantasy 14 is not even. Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. There it is. Realm Reborn. It's the Realm Reborn was so big I didn't see the rest of it. RuneScape. Man, I used to play so much RuneScape. Best fighting game. What? You don't have multiverses on here? I hear from Jeff Keighley. That's the game to watch out for. Best story. Okay. Biggest cash grab? Biggest cash grab? Thanks for the follow, music writer. Best value. Pal World. You've got to be shitting me, dude. Pal World. Best value. Best sports game. Quidditch Champions. You gotta be shitting me. This is a bargain bin game. Last of Us Remastered was certainly a cash grab. Yeah, that is true. They got him there. Best early access game. Best Microsoft IP. Best PlayStation IP. Best Nintendo IP. What the fuck are these? Best games journalist. Why am I not on here? Worst games journalist. Women. Shitty ass game of the year. God damn. Why is Dragon Age the Veilguard on here? Because it's woke. Like these two I get. I don't even know what Dustborn is. Jesus Christ, dude. Gamers, dude, we gotta start killing them. All right, next up. Amazon workers strike. Amazon workers strike. Let's go. Veilguard's not doing it. Well, unfortunate. Dustborn was hate brigaded because of black women. Yeah, of course. That makes sense. Solidarity. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. I actually listened to that song right before stream. It's on my hype up playlist. So here's the NYPD, helping Amazon disrupt their striking workers who are trying to unionize. They're not just striking normally. They're actually like creating a union and organizing, which is really cool. Hopefully some of these unions succeed. This is why the police union is not a real union. Do not be fooled. It is a fake union designed to destroy the working class. NYPD and strike breaking go hand in hand. Remember, folks, the Pinkertons may still exist, but this is the real Pinkertons. The Pinkertons were replaced because the police did all their duties for them now. Also, Starbucks workers are striking and organizing and unionizing. Isn't this cool? These are like some of the two of the biggest two of the biggest companies that still operate in the United States. I wish only the best for these unions. I hope everything goes well for them. I hope they can finally get some foothold. Well, that's what we really need is organized labor. We are not going to get anywhere in this country if we do not organize people. Organized labor is where it's at. And I'm glad people are certain to do this. Streamer union when? Streamer union when? All right, next up. This is just a good post. This is just a really good post. I love this so much. Sorry to be just like showing you a fucking like fucking Capcom brand Twitter post. It's like it's Blue Sky, but it's just a good post. I fucking love it. Some levity before we get back into it. Oh wait, some more levity. Yes, I forgot about this. So for those who don't know, in 2005, an event happened in World of Warcraft. A raid was released. in which the raid boss could inflict a thing called corrupted blood. And corrupted blood is a infectious disease in game. Now, the disease is not supposed to work outside. It's not supposed to come outside of the raid area. But if you get a companion infected and then recall that companion, the companion will still be infected when you come back out of the raid. And you can use that to infect people. And then they created an entire pandemic within the World of Warcraft universe. They eventually had to like roll back the entire world like a couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks. Was it? I don't remember. But this actually like became a really famous thing because epidemiologists used it as a material for research. It was like a really good case study for how people handle pandemics without actually having to run a pandemic, right? Obviously, now we've had a really big one in a modern context that kind of helps do that the research as well, and we have another one on the horizon with H5N1, but we also have another fake one because classic WoW has finally reached the point of corrupted blood, and somebody found a way to get corrupted blood back into the main world, and has now made corrupted blood pandemic 2.0. I don't know how they're going to handle this. Maybe they had stuff in. I don't know if they had like stuff planned already or anything, but hopefully they did and it got handled, because otherwise this would be quite annoying for people who actually play classic WoW. All right, next up. Oh my god, my notifications are blowing up for some reason. What the fuck is going on? All right, next up, we got Nick Fuentes. So remember a while back, Nick Fuentes said, "Your body, my choice forever," and everyone hated that. Well, last time we covered that, people doxed him, and that was great. He's had the move. I'll now have to uproot my life and relocate. Let me do like a Ben Shapiro here. I don't know what Nick Fuentes kind of sounds like Ben Shapiro. He's like a little whiny white dude. They all sound the same. Well, I can handle whatever comes to my front door. It's irresponsible to respect my neighbors with young families to share that burden. In the meantime, I'll have to contract 24-hour security to protect myself and my property. If anyone would like to contribute to defray the cost, $13,000 a week of private security and rebuilding my studio, here is a donation link. I can only accept cryptocurrency because I am banned from banking services and CC processing. Thank you. The one based thing that banks have ever done is reject Nick Fuentes. Because he's a neo-Nazi. Oh, this is incredible. Your money, my choice. This is a classic case of talk shit, get hit. He said, "Your body, my choice," and then we all said, "Your body, our choice." Your house, our choice. This is incredible. I'm so glad. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. It literally wouldn't happen to a nicer guy. All right, next up. This is actually a recent one, but I've got a huge combo next up. So let's cover this one. Lady Emily posted, "Can't stop thinking about how Brianna Wu apparently got a diagnosis that she's going to lose her voice in a few years, maybe even months. And her reaction was to start a podcast all about how weird and gross other trans women are while inviting Nazis and other right-wingers to speak on them." She what now? She got a diagnosis that she was going to lose her voice and she decided to just go all in on right-wing grift? Is that what caused her to do that? That's so weird. This is such a little plot twist. What a weird little thing. What a little freak. She really is just a little freak. Brianna Wu, one of the freakiest of them all. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like the one trans woman I have no solidarity with whatsoever. Surely they'll accept her. She's one of the good ones. Literally, she's one of the good ones. Okay. Okay, it's time. Now it's time to talk about the fucking the fucking race wars happening on Twitter. So time to get in the Musk too. So people have suddenly woken up, but not in the way you would hope. The right wing grift ocracy has hit a little snag. Musk has completely taken over Twitter. He's exacting his authoritarian rule upon it. He is influencing the presidency, but he will never have what he wants, which is people to actually like him. And that includes the right-wing people that he has empowered on his platform. Because as a billionaire, Elon saves a lot of money and a lot of effort by here. Let me drink some water real quick. He saves a lot of money and resources by using H-1B visa recipients as his. I am not stretching. I'll hurt my back. I have tried stretching today and it hurts like hell, so I'm not going to do that. Where was I? So he uses the H-1B visas because the thing about the H-1B visas is that when you have one of those, your immigration status is entirely tied to your employer. As far as that goes, that means the employer has a lot of power over the worker, meaning they can underpay them or mistreat them or both. This is really advantageous for the rich ghouls that make up the upper crust of our society, who use a lot of racism to maintain their power. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, it's really not a good word for this. Unfortunately for them, the racism that they foment and encourage also happens to be aimed at the people they are bringing into the country to exploit. So people, the shitty little racists over on X, the Everything app, are now attacking Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy and their whole little ecosphere over the racial purity of their staff. So now they're starting to get in the little spats with each other, where we start to see a little bit of I don't know why I started on this one in particular, but you've got people like Tim Pool and some really big neo-Nazi people going after Elon Musk. You've got Elon Musk going after them and saying, "Oh, but the American people, they don't know enough. There are slurs." People have been telling him to go back to Africa. Yes. Some of the Twitter workers are Hindu supremacists and are like, my race is out competing you. So Tim Pool is running into fucking Measurehead from Disco Elysium. It's been a wild week. We have this one. White men aren't being hired anymore. A few months ago, I applied to work for X and noted on my resume that I was retired and didn't require a salary. First of all, really? Are you that much of a fucking dumbass? I have a lot of experience as a mobile developer. Didn't even get a response. I want to work for free for you. What a fucking phoebe. And then Elon Musk just replies, "We're just dumb." which is I think the one true thing he has ever said, but not about this situation. We have this. Dad came here on an H-1B visa, and I'm a beloved American, but I understand this is a complicated issue, not really about me, which is awesome stuff. Thank you, Dasha. When we deport your father, we will do so without malice. What the fuck? There's just like... Twitter's so awesome, dude. It's just like a million little mini Hitlers. Or super Hitlers. I can't tell which, frankly. Elon Musk has like created a platform of little mini Hitlers who all hate him now. And it's his own personal hell, and I think it's the closest thing to hell he's actually going to see. So I welcome it, frankly. I think it's actually good that he destroyed Twitter so he can have his own personal hell. Speaking of Elon Musk, though, this is pretty cool. A Cybertruck outside of Trump Tower. Or is it Mar-a-Lago? I don't remember. He puts his name on everything. I think it must have been Mar-a-Lago, right? And it's exploded. This truck was full of fireworks. It was in Vegas. Even better. It's one of his properties that he puts his name on. This fucking thing was full of fireworks. It was set off by a former veteran, or I guess they're always veterans. They're never not veterans. This is just like what America's going to be for a while. I hope you all understand this at this point. This is what America's going to be like for like a while here, until something majorly gets fixed. Especially if they close the VA, like Donald Trump and Elon Musk keep saying they're going to do. If they end up closing the VA, this is going to be America. It's not just the years of lead in the atmosphere. It's also the fact that we just like sent a bunch of guys into forever wars in the Middle East, and then we brought them back here and expected them to be normal. And we didn't support them in any way. Not we have to support our troops kind of way, but like we didn't give them like the health services that they needed, because the VA really fucking sucks. But also, if we get rid of the VA, it's going to get a lot worse. Because the VA does help to some degree. It's just not as good as it needs to be. But yeah, there's just like there's like thousands, I imagine, of PTSD riddled soldiers who could at any moment become a random terrorist. Even if they are a Trump supporter, like this guy was. This guy was a Trump supporter, and he's just blowing up shit. It might have been the thing he didn't like the way that Elon Musk was undermining Trump's authority. It might have just been he went kind of crazy like the other guy who shot at Trump despite being a Trump supporter. Or the other guy who shot at Trump despite being a Trump supporter. When you are in this kind of mental state, what you're looking for is not a specific person necessarily, but attention. You're looking to go out in the most noticeable way possible so that you are remembered for something. And this is one of those ways. And this is what we get for ignoring the fucking school shooting crisis, because this is what every school shooter has learned. Every school shooter has learned, and every person inspired to do a school shooting learned that the easiest way to be remembered when you decide to go out in a blaze of glory is to go shoot up something. It's just now we've gotten so desensitized to school shootings that school shootings aren't the way to be remembered anymore. You got to go a little bit higher. And that's going to be elected officials. So, prepare for that. Speaking of Elon, Adrian Dittman's a real person. So there's this conspiracy theory that Adrian Dittman was like not a real person and it was actually Elon Musk's as in a sock puppet account. But it turns out that Adrian Dittman is just like a German guy who moved to an English like speaking nation, and so that's why he has the same weird accent that Elon Musk does. A lot of people like here we have fucking Krang being like, unless I'm mistaken, all this really proves it. Who gives a shit? Who cares? It's not like Elon Musk isn't plenty annoying and pathetic as is. Like, who cares if Adrian Dittman is actually him or not? I don't even think Maya needed to do this fucking fucking investigation. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm glad that Maya is finally getting the credit for it, because this article originally got posted in The Spectator, which is a right-wing rag. Maya did not know that it was going to happen. And the credit was like, there was no credit given, and there was a lot of missing stuff in it. So Maya and Ryan here did their own article to correct the record on that. And it did make Elon Musk mad. He personally went and gave all the accounts involved the 30-day timeout, and has been blocking the link to any of the articles, both of the Spectator and the Maya one, on Twitter. So you just can't post them on Twitter anymore. But I just don't give a shit. Like, frankly, I just don't give a shit. I can't like work up any enthusiasm about this one. It's just kind of like, it's just two sad, pathetic men. I don't know. People are like getting really into it. Like, I think it's a little funny. Both the thought that Adrian Dittman is like an alt account of Elon Musk, and the fact that Adrian Dittman is actually a real person somehow that exists in the world, and also happens to sound like Elon Musk. That's actually really funny. But that's it. And like, meanwhile, look at this. It's just like people over and over again arguing with each other. Over and over and over. Like, just all of these are people arguing with each other about this. Why are you wasting your time complaining about, like arguing with people about this? I think to a certain degree, our brains have been fundamentally broken by Twitter, and like in irreparable ways. We crave the combat of Twitter, and we can't stop doing it. The combat that Twitter fomented by their systems involved. The way Twitter worked actively encouraged arguments and yelling at each other and stuff like that. And it actively encouraged that as part of its algorithmic structure. And we just can't get away from that for some reason. People crave the fight. Much like all those soldiers. All right, let's finish with this. DraftKings has launched a new $20 a month subscription service that will give members increased odds on the types of bets that are most profitable to the company. Musk is trying to promote positivity there now. Yeah, because he's tired of people yelling at him. I'm surprised he didn't do that before. He should. I can't believe he didn't. Like, he's really stupid is the problem. But like, if it were me, I would have realized a long time ago that I didn't want people yelling at me as much. All right, so what does this mean? DraftKings is a sports betting website or app. I think it's both. What that means is that it's legalized gambling in a lot of states, except for the states that already have legalized gambling. Because we're just like doing that now for some reason. We are legalizing gambling for some reason. We have like, this is another thing where I think video games were a bad thing for society. It's Gamergate, and then this. Overwatch creating, I think it was Overwatch that created the loot box, right? The loot box and its consequences, right? Of course, even before Overwatch, you had, I was about to say, before Overwatch, you had the mobile games that required you to pay money to get the currency to decrease the amount of time it takes for things. But like, that's not gambling. That's just paying, that's microtransactions, which is scummy in itself. But the gambling part comes from fucking loot boxes. Maple Story? It was Maple Story? That's so funny. So whatever, the loot boxes have opened the doors for gambling in a way that nothing else has. Up until loot boxes normalized gambling on a world basis, you couldn't do gambling outside of like Las Vegas and reservations, which have their own tribal law and sovereignty. And now you can, in a lot of states, just actually do gambling again. But also you do sports betting. And of course you can, run a gacha game. So what does this thing in particular mean though? So what they want you to do is pay $20 a month. That is 240 dollars a month, or dollars a year, so that you get increased odds on the types of bets that are most profitable for the company. That means, what does that part mean? So the bets that are most profitable for the company are the ones that are bad, the ones that are unlikely to happen, the ones that are bad for you to take. What does increased odds mean? Well, that one's a little strange. It sounds like it just means they're like somehow increasing the odds for something to happen. That's not what they mean. It means they're increasing the amount of money you get when you win. Odds in the gambling industry means that they're means the amount of money that you multiply your investment in when you win. Investment, I say, as if this is not just gambling, but you know what I mean. I had to say something there. Your buy-in, yeah, there you go. Your buy-in. So if you pay for this subscription and you go for a bet that has bad odds of happening, that isn't likely to happen at all, they will give you more money if you get it. So you're paying $20 a month to encourage yourself to do riskier bets. That's incredible, dude. This is the scummiest thing I have ever seen in my entire life, and I've lived under capitalism for all of it. This is the worst excessive capitalism moment I have ever seen. Spend money for a chance to make money. Spend money for a chance to make more money when you take a bad bet. We're about done, Sarge. If you want to stick around for the end. So like, this is the thing. Like what I was talking about earlier with the we have all of these military guys who are traumatized from war but don't like do anything about it. And they have military training and they have a lot of anger and violence in them. Or a lot of potential for violence, I should say. Not everyone, it's not a guaranteed thing. It's just they have a great potentiality for violence, right? And then you start charging them $20 a month and increasing them doing bad bets so that they can potentially get more money to get them out of the hole that they're in. And they're going to start going for the bad bets, the worst bets, and going and worse and worse. And then you've created a debt spiral. You're going to start seeing a lot more Luigi Mangionis. You're not just going to see a lot more Luigi Mangionis. You're going to see a lot more of these guys too. And next time, there might be people near that car. Next time, it's not just going to affect them or the person they're going after. Things are about to get bad in America, folks. I do not want to sugarcoat this for you at all. Things are about to get bad, and you need to be prepared for it. Don't freak out. Just be prepared. Because, we got to make it through. When you start a new year, usually you're like, oh, what am I going to do this year? What's my hopes for the year? Not a lot of hope this year. Not a lot of hope. There's a lot of bad things happening. And not a lot of good things happening to counteract them. And I myself have been having trouble finding hope, and I'm a fairly optimistic person. I say a lot of negative things, but I'm a fairly optimistic person, right? And I don't have a lot of hope. And I don't know that any of you guys have a lot of hope either. But like one of my favorite quotes from The Lord of the Rings, we'll just have to do without hope, because there's always vengeance. All right, that's all from me. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Exclamation point socials in chat. Had to bend over to get to the keyboard. And that hurt. No, not exclamation point not exclamation point SoCals. I don't live in Southern California. You can find my website, and through my website you can find my Twitter, YouTube, Patreon. If you're watching this on the VOD channel, you can check it out there. The internet did try to stop me from spreading solidarity. It also my bad back tried to stop me. The stairs tried to stop me. They're evil. Stairs are evil. You can of course subscribe to follow me on Blue Sky. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and Empire Ian, where all my Yu-Gi-Oh videos go up and video essays. If you're interested in that Sky Striker video, that'll be going up there in the near future. Although maybe not near, but in the future it'll be going up there. You can subscribe to the VOD channel, Tomb of Empire Ian, where this VOD will go up and all the others like it. You can subscribe to the other channel, Them Pod Ian, where my podcasts go. And it's just about time for a new episode of my podcast, The Kaijus and the Details, and we're finally tackling the original Godzilla. So keep an eye out for that on Tuesday. It's going to be a great time. I think it's like a 2-hour episode. It's crazy. So make sure to check that out at Them Pod Ian. And thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. I had a great time. I gotta rest my voice. I haven't done like a lot of this stuff in a while, so it seems I needed to do some vocal warm-ups before doing this. All right, who's streaming? What if I raid into K-Cray? I know K-Cray is like a much bigger streamer than me, but I'm in some Discord. I'm in a Discord with her, so that sure, let's just do it. Playing the Pokemon trading card game Pocket. Be a good time. When you get over there, be kind and courteous. That's all I ask of you. And with that said, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye, everyone. Wish me well on my back. I really need it. It needs to recover soon. Bye.